JC here. If you're new to adventure riding or you want to learn about the fastest growing segment in the motorcycle industry, watch this video. Today we brought in Jason from KLIM to tell you about the Overland Jacket.
Hey Clint, thanks for having me on today.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Jason.
it, good to see you. So why don't you grab the Overland Jacket that's right behind you and go ahead and put that on. And tell us your stats while you're putting that on as well.
I'm 185 pounds, 6 foot tall. This is a size large. Fits me good, Jason.
Great. So for information, KLIM is an American company, and they cut all their garments to a regular American cut fit. So Clint right now is zipping up the YKK zippers with the double enclosure in the front here. I'm going to go ahead and fasten the snap on both the top and the bottom as soon as you get a chance to do that. And we're going to dive into the jacket. We're going to talk about some really cool key features. Two words that I want you to remember out of this, and that's versatility and durability. And we'll start with versatility first. There's a lot of features that were built into this entry-level adventure piece from KLIM that are going to transfer over to a wide spectrum of riding, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But after we started off doing the enclosure right here in the front, let's go ahead and look at some of the other adjustments that we have. We've got full armor in this, which we'll get into in a minute, and we've got a Velcro enclosure over here to keep your elbows, the armor inside your elbows good and stuck to your body right there. Next, I want to dive into some ventilation. We've got some really good ventilation ports that are in the core of the body right here. If you want to tilt this way just a little bit, Clint. We've got two on the right side, and then also two on the left side. This one's open right here, and we'll open up the back. Now, having the vents strategically placed like this is really good. It's less openings and closures, which help prevent leakage from different places, but also hits your core. It's going to come in to your core, circulate around your body, and export out the back. You're going to get a lot of airflow into these two main vents that are right here, export and import. You got pockets as well. You've got one up on the top and two enclosures on the sides, again with the YKK zippers, fully zippered pockets. Another thing you're going to notice if you face straight towards the camera, Clint, is the way that it's cut down right here. It's cut high in the front and a little bit lower in the back. And the reason for that is when you sit in the rider positioning, which would you do that for me, Clint? You're going to notice a couple things. You want to have less bunching down in the front, and you want to have it hang down lower in the back, especially for waterproofing. Another thing I'll point out while we got Clint in the rider position is you look at the cuffs. It's got full rider cut material on the sides. This is Cordura, by the way. It's 840D weight, and it's made by a company called Invista. They use only Invista Cordura, and you're going to find it all throughout the jacket in all of the high wear areas. Cuff comes down to the perfect spot right here. Okay, you're good, Clint. Thank you. So I want to talk about something else. When you're adventure riding, some of it's on-road, some of it's off-road. It's kind of a mixture of a lot of different things. When you're on the road, you want to be seen. You want to be visible. So KLIM uses 3M scotchlite retroreflective material. We've got hits here and down on the sides as well. These are actually scientifically placed in these perfect spots to give what they call passive safety, and that would mean the oncomer can actually see not just that you're a person, but which way you're moving and hopefully avoid an accident. It's really interesting stuff. The retroreflective part basically means that it sends the light back like a laser rather than a shotgun. Great concentration of light coming back to its source and makes you really visible at close and long range. Great. Got any questions so far?
Jason, what's the difference between an off-road jacket and an adventure touring jacket?
The biggest thing is going to be armor. Off-road jacket is going to offer you some protection, hopefully some good waterproofing. What an adventure jacket's going to give you is that extra street protection. You're going to have armor built in that can protect you when you're going at those high speeds on the asphalt. That brings us back to what we were talking about earlier, which is versatility. This jacket is really lightweight, and if you take the armor out of it, once you get to your camp spot, if you're on a weekend adventure with your friends, you can actually pull the armor out and use this as a traditional off-road riding jacket. So it goes across a wide spectrum of different types of riding conditions. Throw your backpack on, maybe put your elbow pads and your compression suit on underneath it if you've brought that with you, if that's what you want to use. A lot of applications with this. From here, we're going to dive into the Goretex, which is one of the key areas and key ingredients that KLIM uses across the board, but it's very unique to an entry-level jacket like this. The way that KLIM uses Goretex is to adhere the Gore-Tex membrane right to the inside of the jacket itself. They do not use a pull-out liner, something that you can throw away or toss in the bottom of the hamper and forget about. And what that basically means is if you're riding down the road or on the trail and the rain starts to come, all you simply have to do is zip up, and that's going to protect you I'll just do the one side here. That's going to protect you from all the rain and everything that you need. On top of that, Gore-Tex is not only a waterproof but also a breathable membrane. So even with your vents closed, you're still going to get some breathability going on. I noticed that your JC shirt is probably cotton. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so remember this, cotton's rotten. You don't want to wear cotton when you're wearing Gore-Tex. You want something that's breathable, like a poly, nylon, mesh, sort of hybrid, something like that. So that's good to know as well. And there's plenty of options out there for you. Let's dive into a little bit of Armour now. On the jacket, we've got Armour in different places. We've got it on the elbows, in the shoulders, and then of course in the back. KLIM uses what they call a level 2 Viper back pad. Why don't you go ahead and turn around and face the camera for me real quick. Answer me this question. Do you feel the back pad inside of the jacket at all?
Not really, Jason. Just a little bit. I can tell something's back there, but it doesn't feel hard or intrusive at all.
Okay. So there's a reason for that. This is the level 2 back pad that's in the jacket that Clint's got on right now. You could see just by me holding it that it's very soft and pliable. What it does is it's able to move and react, especially when coupled with someone's body heat. When you get next to body heat, it gets even more pliable. That's great for your average ride. When you're not falling, you want the jacket to sit on you correctly and for it to be really comfortable. However, when you do make contact with the ground, a couple of things need to happen. This needs to harden up and act as an exoskeleton. So again, if you can see right now, I can actually, with my thumbs, I can push in these ribs right here. It's very, very easy to do, almost soft like silly putty. But if I hit it super hard with a lot of force all at one point, it doesn't move at all. I'll do it again for you. You can check that out. And that's what we're talking about. So while you're riding, you want comfort. But when you hit the ground, you need safety. So you can hit this repeatedly many times over and over, and it will act as that exoskeleton for you. It's down on a molecular level. It's the structure that's built into the DNA of the D3O, and that's basically how the Armour in your jacket works.
Wow.
Pretty scientific.
Pretty amazing stuff.
When you add the waterproofing, the scotchlite, the Cordura, all the different elements that come together for a sub $400 jacket, the Overland Jacket, fantastic. Not to mention, it's backed by KLIM and Goretex for the lifetime of the garment.
Wow, great stuff. As usual, we welcome all your questions. You can call us at 800-706-9476 or go to jcmotors.com, get live support, and you'll find out why JC Motors is where riders get deals.